Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, A Cane of Life. My name is Keshia Waldron. I am an author, entrepreneur, model, photographer, Jane of many trades. Like, let's get into it. I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I have not done a review on Married at First Sight season 14 in a while because, we got a little boring or whatever, but I am back. The finale happened, decision day happened, the reunion, the first part of the reunion happened. So I am back to give my feedback on Married at First Sight season 14. So stay tuned, grab your popcorn, grab your juice, your water, and let's get into it. Okay, so I hope that you guys have been doing well. This weekend has been amazing. The weather is amazing. Summertime is upon us. And my birthday is coming up in July, so I'm getting ready for that amongst so many other things that I have going on in my personal life. But you didn't come here for all that. You came here to talk Married at First Sight. So that is what we're going to do. So we are going to talk about a little this and that, a little decision day, a little reunion. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first couple that I want to talk about is Michael and Jasmina. So Michael and Jasmina, as we've seen, decided to say yes on decision day. And I honestly felt like Jasmina said yes because she didn't want to be the bad guy in the situation, because she made Michael go through all of these hoops and loops, and she didn't want to end up saying no after he did everything that, or majority of the things that she asked of him to do. But I believe her answer was no a long time ago. I believe her answer was no on decision day. But whatever the perks of saying yes is may have been the motivation, beyond not looking like the bad guy, might have been the motivation for her saying yes. But yeah, I really think that's what it is, why she said yes. Because any other reason to me doesn't even make sense about, oh, I said yes because I want to get to know you. I don't know you yet. Girl, you had 8 weeks to get to know that man. You knew you didn't like him. You knew that he wasn't your type. He wasn't your flavor. He wasn't your mix. So you should have said no. You should have been honest. And Michael said yes on decision day because I honestly, truly believe that he likes Jasmina. I believe that he has a crush on Jasmina. Like, she's his ideal girl. But in his heart of hearts, he knew that she's really just a friend to him. And that, of course, because of her doing, not because of his choice, because I'm pretty sure if he would have it his way, they would have a romantic connection. They would have an intimate connection in the 8 weeks that they did, but they didn't. And it's crazy to me because they both said yes on decision day. They didn't even kiss saying yes. They didn't even embrace saying yes. So it's like, why did y'all even say yes for? Like, did y'all come on the show to be buddies? Did y'all come on the show to be brother and sister? Because it's not giving marriage. It's not giving yes on decision day energy. So I don't even know why y'all even wasted time doing all that. Now let's get with them to the reunion. Well, they decided that they, shortly after, I think they said like maybe not that long after, they decided not to be together. So they're not together anymore. Are we surprised, y'all? Are we surprised? Because I am not surprised. Like, we knew that was going to happen. If you say that you don't know someone and you want to get to know someone, you don't move into separate apartments going back to your regular life, Jasmine. Like, who does that? If you wanted to try, you would have moved in with him. Y'all would have found an apartment together and really put in effort and work. But you knew that you wanted to go your separate ways. You knew, Jasmina, that that was not what you want. He's not who you want. And that was that. And then she was kind of like acting a bit oblivious on the couch, just like buddy up with him, sitting next to him, all comfortable. And you know why you could sit next to him, all comfortable and cool? Because y'all ain't together no more. Just the way that you wanted it to be. So you good. He gotta act like he good. He gotta act like he done moved on when he know he doesn't. Because his body language, he knows he hasn't, because his body language said everything. And then Kevin, Kevin was kind of pushing it like, did you meet somebody? You got somebody that sparks your interest? Like, Kevin, that man is grieving over the loss of his marriage. He's grieving over the loss that he doesn't have his ideal girl, which would be Jasmine physically at least. So Kevin fall back a little bit because the man ain't moved on. Everybody not quick to move on. Okay, so moving on to the next couple, because I want to save the best for last, because I have a few reads to give out for this. So the next couple that I want to talk about is Noi and Steve. Noi and Steve said yes on decision day, even though Noi really didn't have that much security with his employment status. She still said yes on decision day. Steve said yes on decision day. Even though they had their issues with the social media, running and telling social media the business, Noi, putting that out there, he still felt like it was worth it and valuable to say yes and stay married to Noi. Noi felt like, despite his employment status, that he was worth it enough as a husband to say yes to on decision day. And on decision day, Steve pulled out the stops. First of all, he was such a gentleman. He bought flowers for all of the experts, even though sometimes we question if they deserve it. But that's another story. I still love you, Pastor Cal. I still have much respect for you, Pastor Cal. I just want to put that out there. But beyond that, he presented everyone with flowers. He gave Noi the big bouquet for her to have. And that ring that he was designing with his friend that helped him pick it out, he presented Noi with that ring, and she could not hold herself together. She was flabbergasted with that beautiful diamond ring that was shining from here to there. And honestly, I think that was a way for Steve to show Noi, like, hey, I do have money in the bank, sis, because if I didn't, you wouldn't be getting this ring. I won't be able to afford this ring. I'm not no bum out here in these streets. So I believe that really sealed the deal for her, that this man does have money in his savings. He does have financial, backing, that he is stable. I don't really know what the issue was with him just revealing that to her up front. I don't know if he wanted to see if she would be with him for him and not what he has. But sir, you got to reassure your woman or your wife that you can take care of her, especially with the upbringing that she came from, being a refugee, coming from poverty. She needed that reassurance, and you took her through a roller coaster just to tell her, you could rest your head easy. I'm here. I can take care of the both of us. I can be a doggy dad to Sushi. But he decided to just drag it. It's like, Steve, all you had to do was just be flat. Open up your phone, download your bank account, your bank app, download the bank app, and then open it up and show her. Be like, flash, boom. All right, you got it? You saw it? All right, cool. And moved on about your day. But no, you wanted to drag it. Like, Steve, all you had to say was, I am an investor. I'm in investments. I'm about this bag. I grind. But, you just didn't feel the need to do that. But anyway, so on the reunion, of course, there's, Noi and Steve are still together. Hello, they were matching with their orange. They both were matching. We knew that they were still together. And, they're talking about having a child within, I believe, a year or so. So they seem to be on the up and up, and I wish nothing but the best for Noi and Steve. They were my favorite from the beginning. I know there was a time in the season where it was looking a little iffy, a little sketchy for me, but I like them. I remember saying in my old reviews of Married at First Sight that I didn't want to claim them as my favorite because I didn't want to get disappointed. But they really were my favorite out of the season. To me, they were the ones that had the most chemistry and seemed to fit very well with each other. And that's what I like to see with Married at First Sight. I like to see successful couples because I believe that that's what this show was built around. You know, having successful couples, not all the extras, not all the drama, not all the stuff for TV, pairing people up with each other that you know are not meant to be together just for ratings, just for views. I'm not down for any of that. I like to see real love, real relationships, real development, real growth. That's what I like to see, and a lot of the audience, especially the OG Married at First Sight viewers, want to see. So I'm so happy that Noi and Steve are together, and I pray that they have a beautiful family in the future and they work it out and they work the best. So moving on. So we're going to move on to Olajuwon and Katina. All right, so decision day, Katina decided to say yes, as we knew that she would. Olajuwon decided to say yes after a long, drawn-out speech. And I'm not even going front. I am not Team Olajuwon, have never been a Team Olajuwon, still to this day is not Team Olajuwon. But the speech that he gave about it being his father's birthday, and he know that his father led him to Katina was beautiful. And my eyes was doing a little flickering. You know, it was giving almost tears, close to tears, because, you know, I'm a Cancer, I'm very emotional, and I love love. But I think Katina should have said no on decision day, or Olajuwon should have said no on decision day. Katina, sis, this was your opportunity to exit stage left and leave that man where he stands. Because even with decision day, he said all these things about her, wonderful things about her, but still cut her down talking about her cooking. It's like, sir, if you want to stay with her, you're telling the world that you're accepting the fact that she can't cook. You're accepting the fact that you may not have home-cooked meals every day like you thought you wanted, or you said that you wanted. So it's like, why even bring that up? Why do you always have to compliment her but then cut her down in the same way and be like, hey, I just want the best for you. I'm just letting you know. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Like, you can be honest and real with someone without having to try to embarrass them every moment that you get after complimenting them. Olajuwon, get it together, sir. Like, you have a pattern with this. I don't know if you did that in your previous relationships, but if you did, well, we know why you had to sign up for Married at First Sight to find a wife, because you couldn't find one on your own. Period. But Katina, this was your time to stand up, sis. This was your time to pull up and be like, sir, you made me feel like I wasn't good enough for you this entire 8 weeks that we've been together. There's nothing that I could do right. There's nothing that I could do right. There's nothing that I could do to please you. So no, I'm walking away. I'm walking away to be with someone who's going to appreciate me, who's going to love me, who's going to reverence me as a wife, and not see me as property, and not disrespect me, to not downplay me, to not tell me that I can't be a wife, I can't be a mom, I can't continue my education, I can't do this, I can't travel, I can't do that. Like, sir, when can you just encourage without having to bash? When are you going to be able to do that? Katina should have said no. Katina should have went and dropped the peace sign, but she didn't, because her emotions are so involved with this man. He done worked her mind. He done beat her up emotionally. She just feels like he's the best thing that she could get, and he's not. And I understand, Katina, you've been through rough relationships, or situationships. You've been with men that did not claim you, did not wife you, you were second fiddle. I understand. But this isn't the best. Olajuwon is not the best. Okay? He's not the best out there. And you need to know that for yourself, and you need to draw up that confidence within yourself to know that you are a beautiful woman, both on the inside and outside. You're a woman of faith. There is someone that will uplift you each and every day out there. Olajuwon is not it. I have a special guest here. You know, me and my significant other, we watch Married at First Sight together. So, you know how I feel about Mr. Olajuwon. So we have a difference in opinion here. So I'm going to give it to my significant other to give his opinion on Olajuwon.
I mean, I think Olajuwon, he's grown a bit over the course of the show. I think in the beginning, he was really, I guess, in that box of like traditional roles, and I think him wanting Katina to like cook every day and all that type of things. But I think over the course of the show, I think he started to realize that's not really, I guess, doable, and she's just not like that. So I think he's starting to learn that you have to be a little bit more flexible, and I think he's seen over the course of their marriage, like kind of like the things he's doing wrong, and it seems to me, at least, that he sees those flaws and is working on it. So as of now, like I think he has shown a lot of growth, but I guess we'll see. Like once their marriage is like longer, if he's gonna keep up to that or kind of like go back to like what he was doing before.
So tell the people you and I disagree. What you and I disagree on.
I mean, I believe he's like shown growth and isn't like the exact same person he was at the beginning. Like I think he's learned a lot, and he's not. I think he sees like a lot of his flaws that we as the audience see. But I don't think you see that. I think you just think he's lying and he's just really the same person, and like that's where I don't think so.
So you think that Katina was correct in saying yes on decision day?
Yeah, because I think she likes him. So, and yeah, like and see what happens. Like if he's not real, you know what I mean, you're gonna see that. So I guess, she'll see like what it is. But I think I saw, like if I didn't see any growth, then maybe I'll say no. But I saw some growth, so it's like, all right. Because you gotta allow people to, grow and change. Like no one's a perfect person, you know what I mean? So everyone's gonna have flaws, so you gotta allow them to grow. And so since I've seen some growth, then for her, I think you should say yes. But if I didn't see any growth and he's just like, this is just me, I don't care, or whatever, then I probably would have said no. But like, if I was her, I would have said no. But since he showed some growth, it's like, all right, he's not as, you gotta cook every day, all that type of stuff as he was in the beginning. He's rolled that back. He's even said, hey, I can't be like that, you know what I mean? So I think, especially since she likes him, she's clearly like, she likes him. And so, no, I think she probably, I don't think she was wrong for saying yes.
So, audience, if you agree that Olajuwon has grown, drop comment and say that he's grown. If you agree with Clifton, if you agree with me that he hasn't and he's BSing, drop a comment still. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. He just did too much. He did too much damage. He said too much for me to believe that he's gonna be a different man. But Katina, that was your choice. That's what you chose to be with, stick with. So it is what it is at this point. All right, moving along. Chris and Alyssa. I don't have much to say with this because we already know they said they got a divorce early on in the season. But I will say this. A lot of us don't like Alyssa. A lot of us are not team Alyssa. I get it. I understand because she wasn't the best. She didn't give the best. She was very disrespectful. She was very mean-spirited. And I understand. I am a believer in not forcing people to like people. If you don't like a person, you just don't like them. If they're not your vibe, if they don't align with who you are at your core, if that's just not who you're attracted to, that's not who you want, that's perfectly fine. But you don't have to disrespect them. You don't have to make them feel bad. You don't have to make them feel like how they may have felt growing up, being in school, being bullied by people. You don't have to be that type of person to say, hey, you're not my type. Now, I believe Alyssa was upfront in certain situations, but she just didn't want to tell him that she wasn't attracted to him physically, period, which was really what it was. And all of the added things were, I feel like, excuses, but that's beyond me. I believe Jasmina and Alyssa are very similar, but Jasmina played the game. She didn't want to look like the bad guy. She acted like she was working on the situation, and she really didn't put any effort, in my opinion. And I forgot to mention that when I mentioned Michael and Jasmina. I don't feel like Jasmina actually put in any real effort. She was like, oh, I texted him every day and he didn't really respond to me. What did you expect? What did you expect? You didn't even kiss that man on decision day. You didn't even give any energy to be like, let's sell this to the people and kiss that man on decision day. But you tried. Y'all went y'all separate ways in different apartments, but you tried, Jasmina. All right, sis. Whatever. I believe Alyssa and Jasmina are pretty much alike. And that's why they homegirls. That's why they cool with each other, because they're pretty much the same person. The difference is Alyssa was just like, I'm going to throw a tantrum the whole time until the end of the time. And Chris was sick of it and was like, I want a divorce. But you pretty much did the same thing, because you was happy Michael didn't respond to your text. You was happy that Michael was off it once the show was over and done with, because he was just like, there's no growth from this. This is not changing, so I'm going to move on about my life and my business. But anyway, back to Alyssa and Chris. One thing I will say that I agree with what Alyssa said is I do believe that she did come in the show for the right reasons initially, but when she got set up by being paired with Chris, knowing, with the experts knowing that's not the type of man she would like physically, she was right. Y'all set me up for failure, and I did come on this show for the right reasons, because I entrusted you with my life. I entrusted you to pair me up with the person that you know that I would like. Not only just characteristics, but I don't want Chris. If y'all did research on Alyssa and you see her ex is a gym rat. He's in the gym. He's muscular. He got the six pack. He's a big dude. You pair her up with the pot belly real estate agent with his teeth not straight and crooked and stuff. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. I remember her saying distinctly that she wanted a man with nice teeth, and y'all gave her the opposite and expected her to fall in love because homegirl from the first season, I don't remember her name, fell in love with the man that she wasn't attracted to. So y'all just think this formula is supposed to work for everybody, and then when someone says no, I don't want that, they get badgered. But it is what it is. I am glad that Chris did step up and decided he didn't want to be treated wrongly and decided to divorce her. He deserved to do that. And I do believe initially Alyssa's intentions were good at the beginning, but then it changed over time, because now I was questioning if you wanted to move in the house for free rent and you went to Puerto Rico for a free vacation. But she tried to say at the reunion that her house was far away from the apartments where they were filming, so she wanted to be in the apartment to be close or whatever she said. It's just like, sis, sounding like an excuse, sounding real, I just made this up. And it's crazy because when Chris was like, hey, I'm dating, you should have seen Alyssa's face. Like, what? He's dating? I'm not dating. If I'm not dating, he shouldn't be dating. Are we still married? She was giving that. She was giving shock. Like, what? But Alyssa, you can't expect anybody to just lay down and sleep because you're not moving. You're not dating because you're enjoying your summer, as you said. Chris enjoying his summer too with other people that he feels that would have more respect for him and is actually interested in him. You can't be mad at that. You should see her face. If I find a screenshot on when Chris said he was dating and Alyssa's face, I'm going to plug it. But yeah, so, that didn't work out. Moving on to the last couple. Ooh, child, I have so much to say with this next couple, with not only Decision Day, but really the reunion. But let's start with Decision Day. Mark the Shark. Mark the teddy bear, really, and Lindsay the shark, because Lindsay's the real shark. If you're a real shark, stand up. Mark and Lindsay decided to say yes on decision day. I think that was the worst decision. I think that Mark should have stepped up and stayed true to his real feelings and say no on decision day, because he did not like Lindsay. He was so turned off by her. I don't even really believe he was attracted to her. But he still said yes on decision day. Lindsay, did she even really say yes on decision day? Because she put out the green yes button that you could get from Staples to say yes. So, yeah, I believe Lindsay has a savior complex. She feels like she needs to build people up. She needs to help. She needs to save people. She Jesus Jr., obviously. Our Lord and Savior, Lindsay Christ. But she said, or the green button said yes on decision day. And I think that was the worst decision. Mark should have stepped up, been a man, and be like, you are not who I want. You bring too much chaos and confusion to my life. You bring too much drama to my life. You bring so much disrespect to my life. So no. I don't know why he said yes, but yes, I do know. And we're going to talk about it. All right. So, come on decision day. And mind you, if I'm not mistaken, on decision day, Lindsay was just, before the green button gave it to yes, Lindsay was just talking about all her qualms that she had with Mark and what she didn't like and what she experienced that she didn't like. So it's like, if you feel that way, Lindsay, just say no. Why even say all that to then turn around and your green button say yes? Make it make sense. Anyway, on to the reunion. On the reunion, they both was matching. They both had on blue. But they're not together. Are we surprised? But are we surprised? No, I'm not surprised that they're not together. I knew it was going to burn and crash and burn into flames, because they're not meant to be with each other. Mark is too soft of a person, and I don't mean as a man, but soft as a person, to be with this vile, vicious woman who really should be the shark. She should be named Lindsay the Shark. Because Mark ain't no shark. Mark is a teddy bear. But come to find out, she helped Mark with the apartment they moved into, which was his grandmother's family home. So Mark and Lindsay did a project together, rebuilding, repainting, getting rid of old stuff. Lindsay came in swooped in like an eagle or like a shark and helped him with that. For Mark to then turn around and tell her, I don't want to be with you, get out, or if you want to stay here, you got to pay rent. When she helped him. So now we know why Mark said yes on decision day, because you needed help. You needed assistance to get your grandmother's place together. So Lindsay built you up for the next woman. Lindsay built you up for the next woman. Ladies, stop building men up for the next woman. Stop being used for the next woman. Because a lot of these guys don't be building you up for the next man. They be tearing you down. So by the time you go to the next man, you were broken. Stop it. For all the Lindsays out there. For all the people with savior complex out there. For all the Jesus Juniors out there. Stop. Mark used that woman. Mark, you're going to have to be held accountable too. Lindsay is not my person. I do not like or care for Lindsay, but I'm going to keep it real, because we are the accountability channel up on here. Okay? Mark, you used that woman for your benefit, and then when you got what you needed, you kicked her to the curb. That was your no that you should have said on this no on decision day, but you chose not to. You decided to use her to help you, to then kick her out, to move the next woman that you're going to move on to in your grandmother's place. Trifling. Real trifling. I'm going to get you together, Mark. Real trifling. You should have said no on decision day. And anything that happened in your grandmother's place, anything that needed to be repaired or rearranged or, renewed, you should have did that on your own as a man. You have female friends. They could have came in and helped you with the place. You didn't need a wife for that. If you needed home improvements for your grandmother's place. You dead wrong. Real trifling. Real trifling. Now, Lindsay, let me get on you because I'm off Mark now. Because we gonna hold you accountable too. Because Mark did do you wrong. He did play you. He did use you and then turn around and try to charge you rent when you helped him get the bug beds out of his house, his apartment. When you moved him into your apartment so he could get out of his bed bug infested apartment. And then the landlord situation bothering y'all on y'all honeymoon, dealing with that, to to him losing his job because of the show, or temporarily put on leave because of the show. You came in, swooped in like Jesus Jr. that you want to be, and helped him for him to turn around and completely poo-poo on you and be like, yeah, get out. After an argument, he said she was threatening him. Sir, Lindsay been threatening you the entire 8 weeks. She been threatening you the entire 8 weeks. She might not have been using violent language, but she was threatening you the entire 8 weeks, which should have led you to say no on decision day, but you didn't, because you needed your grandmother's place to be repaired, pretty much. So she helped you get on your feet, and you turned around and was like, all right, I got what I needed, goodbye. But Lindsay, let me get at you real quick, because you, ma'am, have savior complex. You feel like you need to save everyone and then turn around and throw it in their face. This woman done wrote a letter with a list of what she did for Mark. Now, we're going to give you that, Lindsay. You did help him. But it was with ulterior motives. It had a lot of strings attached to it. You didn't do it from the depths of your heart. It was transactional. You do for me, I do for you. You're that type of person. You do for me, I do for you. You don't just do things just to do it. You don't bless people just to bless people. You got to get something in return for it. And it's crazy because I know people like that. Oh my gosh. Like, you did none of that. You helped him because you pitied him. Not because you wanted to, not because he was your husband and you felt like, hey, I'm going to come in as a wife and build my husband up and get him on his feet, because I know he's going through a rough patch in this moment. You did that to collect stars. Remember in 5th grade, 4th grade, elementary school, when you got good grades or you did something right in school and your teacher would give you gold stars? Lindsay is the gold star collector. The gold star collector. You did all of that to be praised. You did all of that to then turn around and throw it in the man's face. You wrote a whole letter talking about everything that you did. And it was crazy because he's on the couch on the reunion with the crazy face. Like, what? Mark, you know that woman helped you. You know it. Admit it. You know it. But at the same time, her help was with strings. And who wants to be helped when someone is going to throw it in your face every 5 seconds? Like, who would want that? Who? Nobody. At least I wouldn't. Because it's like, if you're going to have strings attached to it, please don't help me. Please leave me where you found me. Leave me destitute if I'm destitute. If you're going to remind me every 5 seconds that you helped me. If that's what we're doing, then I'll figure it out. And Mark, as a man, you should have figured it out. You should have figured it out. But Lindsay, let's get back to you. Please don't act surprised that he did that. Don't act surprised that he walked away from you. Don't act surprised, because you know that you're not the nicest person. You're not the kindest person. Your mouth is very sharp. And you are very vile and uncouth. And I believe Lindsay just has a lot of emotional trauma, damage, a lot that she needs to work on internally before she comes playing Captain Save-A-Ho for people. Like, work on yourself first, and then maybe you can come in and save, or help, not save, but help people and assist people in their needs. But you have a lot of needs. You have issues with your mom that you haven't resolved, that you haven't healed from. So stop trying to save others when you need to save yourself, Lindsay. Okay? So Lindsay did state that she moved to California. The man done ran her out of Boston, and she moved to California to start afresh. Because she said that there are better people in California, they're more intellectual, and that Mark is not intellectual. Like, Lindsay was throwing the digs, the jabs, per usual, because we know this is who she is. And she's just like, yeah, I'm starting afresh in California, and I don't want to be around people who have to depend on me, and everybody in Boston that I know depends on me. And then she mentioned that she met somebody who was good to her and treated her right. I'm like, Lindsay, this is your story all the time. You keep talking about these men who treat you good and treat you right, but why are they not putting no ring on your finger? Why are you not moving on to the steps of actually becoming a real wife? Like, she said that she was engaged before, but we see why that didn't last. Why she didn't walk down the aisle 2 weeks before. Because, Lindsay, you have not shown promise and have not shown that you are a woman that a man would desire. Especially because you keep saying that you be bagging these engineers that I really don't believe that you be bagging. I ain't going to say what I really want to say because I got to keep my page PG-13. We got to keep it clean on this page. But I don't believe you. I don't believe you pull engineers. I don't believe that you're the type of woman that they are attracted to. You may be the type of woman that they might, hit and quit and move on and actually find their wife, but I don't believe it's you. So I don't believe that one bit. So this fairy tale man that you said that you found in California, I don't believe he exists. Like, you have never shown femininity. You have never shown being a lady. You've never shown that. Like, you have always been the shark in that relationship. You've always been the shark. You've been the masculine one. You have been the man. So it's like, I really don't believe that you got this other side where you're feminine, you're soft, and you're a lady. I don't believe it, Lindsay. And I believe this show did you a disservice because now you're single again, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to get married again. But now people seeing how you act on TV, so that might hurt your dating pool chances unless you really go and do some real work and really seek therapy and really work on those traumas that you have, because you lived a life where people just dealt with you. Your dad put up with your foolishness. Your brother put up with your foolishness. Your mom probably put up with your foolishness, and you put up with her foolishness. But nobody really checked you because you don't allow people to correct you. She keeps saying that she wants a man that can handle her. Lindsay, who wants to handle chaos, ma'am? Nobody don't want to handle no chaos. No, you're a whole tornado. Who's running to the tornado? People running away from the tornado. Like, nobody should be able to handle all of the nonsense and chaos and foolishness that you come with. Like, get that out of your mind that there's some fairy tale man or some unicorn man that's going to be putting up with your mess. Says the only man that's putting up with your mess is a man that's as equally as crazy as you, and y'all going to kill each other. The only person putting up with you is probably a narcissist. Tearing you down. Who's putting up with you, girl? You know who need to put up with you? Therapy. Therapy need to put up with you. Period. Poo. Anyway. So that is my take on Decision Day and also the first part of the reunion. I might come back for another video for the second part of the reunion because I'm pretty sure it's going to be some more foolishness. But thank you for viewing my channel. I appreciate and love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to A K in the Life. I love you guys. Until the next time.